Hello students, welcome back to Future Foundation. Students, in this video, I am going to start a new chapter which is probability. And in this, we will see some basic definitions and then types of events. So let's start. First one is type basic definitions. So in this, first definition is experiment. So in this, we will write an experiment is an action or operation resulting one or more outcomes, right? And there are two types of experiments. One is random and other one is deterministic. So random experiment is probabilistic experiment, right? Because in probability theory we study for this experiment only. So for example, tossing a coin. In probabilistic experiment or in random experiment, we do not know uh, what outcome is going to happen in advance. But in deterministic experiment, we know already in advance that what outcome is going to happen. For example, experiment in laboratory in school. Say if we add two molecules of hydrogen with one molecule of oxygen, then we will get surely water, right? Now let us come to second definition, which is sample space, denoted by S. So it is the set of all possible outcomes of a random experiment. We will talk about random experiment in this whole chapter, right? Because in probability theory we study only for random experiment. For example, first on rolling a die, sample space S will have possible outcomes as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Or on tossing a coin, sample space would be head, tail, right? Also, each element in sample space is called sample point, right? Third definition, event, generally denoted by capital E. So event is the the subset of a sample space, right? For example, getting an even number on rolling a die. So event E will have possible outcomes as 2, 4, 6, right? Now let us come to point number 2, which is types of events. So first type is simple event. So in this, an event is said to be simple if it has only one sample point, only one outcome. For example, rolling a die and getting an even prime number. So event E will have outcome as 2 only, right? Because it is an even prime number. Second event is compound event. So in this, an event is called compound event if it has more than one outcome, right? For example, rolling a die and getting an odd number. So possible outcomes in this event would be 1, 3, 5, right? So as it has more than one outcome, so it is compound event. Now let's come to type 3, which is sure event. So an event is said to be sure if it is certain to occur. For example, from a well shuffled deck of cards, getting either a red or a black card is sure event, because we all know very well there are two types of cards in color. One is black and other is red. So for sure we will get either a red or a black card. Also, probability of sure event is 1, right? Now let's come to type 4, which is impossible event. So an event is said to be an impossible if it cannot occur at all. For example, on rolling a die, getting a 7. So we cannot have 7 at all, as a 6-faced fair die has only uh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So event E is a null set, right? Now let's move to fifth type, and which is complementary events. So two events are said to be complementary. If one event occurs, then other cannot occur. For example, tossing a coin, getting head and getting tail are complementary events, right? Because if head occurs, then tail cannot. If tail occurs, then head cannot. Type 6 is independent events. So two or more events are called independent events if occurrence of one does not affect the occurrence of others, right? For example, tossing two separate coins. So if there are two coins and we toss them, so getting a head on one does not affect getting a tail on other, right? So these are independent events. And next, let us come to type number 7th, which is G, dependent events. In this we will write events are called dependent if occurrence of one event affects the occurrence of another. For example, drawing two cards one after the other without replacement. So obviously in this case, uh, drawing of one card without replacement will affect the occurrence of drawing another card, right? Because in that case probability for both cards will be different. Uh, Probability for having both cards will be different, right? Okay, now for this video we are done, but we are not done for whole types, because we have to discuss three most important events in next video. So let's meet in next video. Till then, bye bye, take care.